like off the top of my head, being a woman is, I think it's hard everywhere. I think that in the media it seems like it's easier to be a woman in the US because we have more equality in lots of political ways, and we can vote, and you know, we can do a lot of the same jobs that other people do. But I think that moving around in the world as a woman is still very hard. I don't know if like a single day goes by where you don't like feel that. I work with middle school students and they are so adorable and I love them, but then you have these moments where even these little tiny boys are disrespecting you and making you feel like an object, and it's not cool. So yeah, there's that. Another thing that I just notice a lot also working with middle schoolers is just how much we just use our phones. And it's totally an addictive thing. I mean, I haven't seen a single class where a kid doesn't pull out their phone. They can't even pay attention for 50 minutes to an art project or like a science experiment. It's like, you gotta check your phone, you gotta look at Snapchat, you gotta, you know. So there's those things too that I feel like are actually pulling us apart and not letting us get to that like full potential. You know, when you have no attention span, how can you create? You can only really consume. So, yeah. Well, the other day I was asked if I could have a superpower, what would it be? And I said I would turn hate into love. And then I was kind of thinking like, how would I do that? And I was like this. So, I don't know, if you could like just do that with your hands and change someone's hate into love, that'd be pretty cool. Because I think that's the cause of a lot of like, all of our problems, like not understanding each other and hating each other or being abused and then transferring that abuse. It's like a cycle of abuse that just keeps going on and on and on and on. And I'm really interested as an artist and educator in how do you find that little switch, right? Like, because it's like a circle that just keeps going and going and going and going. And what do you do to like open that circle up? Like, okay, it's a two-dimensional circle, open it up and then turn it into like a spiral so that there's growth instead of like the same thing on repeat. And I think a lot of times people do that when we come together and we create and we like try really, really hard to make something different or make someone notice something, or that is growth, right? And so, yeah, I guess like community, finding community even in tiny moments, connecting with people always is kind of like going towards that vision instead of just like shutting down and then like abusing. And I see that too with my kids because the school I work at is like referred to as the yelling school because all the kids yell, all the teachers yell. And so on principle, I've just been there since February, but I tell them all, I don't yell. And it means that I get a lot of like disrespect and like I'm getting a lot of flack, but that simple like principle of just like not yelling at them even when they're being insane, I think it's really starting to like change the way that they see me as an adult, but to maintain like a calm, like respectful voice to them, I think is really important. So on Monday, I actually subbed for a class, then none of them knew me, and it was just like one of those things where you walk in and they're being like, oh, we have a sub, you know, when you're a kid and you're just like, sub here, you know, don't follow any rules, like get to do whatever you want. And usually I can handle it, but I guess that day I just was not in the right mindset, or I wasn't prepared for how extremely disrespectful they were, and like dangerous things were about to happen, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't have the capacity for this. And anyways, all the yelling and screaming and terrible things that were happening made me kind of like break down. And I actually cried in front of them, which I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I should just leave the room, but I couldn't. I was just frozen and I was just crying. And they were all like, are you crying? You know, like these really tough girls, like way bigger than me. And like, they're like, are you okay? And like, so I got to just like open up my heart because I was like, yes, I am crying. And you know, yeah, but this. And I think ever since then, like that was Monday and today's Saturday, a lot of those kids remember me really vividly, even though they met me that one time. And they're like, one guy, I was actually kind of scared because he looked like he was like gonna like, he wanted to cause trouble before the whole like thing happened. And these counselors came in and were yelling at them. They were like, look, you made her cry, like, this is stupid, like, all this stuff. And that made me cry even more because I was like, that's the abuse. And then they're just learning, oh, we're bad, we suck, like, you know, and that's like not what we want to do as educators. Like, you don't want to perpetuate that. So when they left, I was just like, sobbing, and I was like saying all my things, like, you guys just, I respect all of you so much. I love coming to this school. I know it's like, I didn't say, oh, it's hard, but I love coming to my job. I love it. And it's like, but right now, what's happening, you know? Like, I respect you so much, and I don't even know you yet. And that's a place where we need to get to as humans, because it's easy to just disrespect someone you don't know at all, and then just like take out all of your violence towards them, right? And so, I don't know, I guess I was just saying all that, and I was like, and you're not stupid, like, really, seriously, you guys are bright, you're gonna do things, everyone's gonna do something different, and just like, also don't really listen to that part, you know, like when the adults say those things, like, they've probably just, you know, been here longer, and yeah, you gotta find other ways to like replenish.